Thank you for your question, Justin, where you asked me about the transportation problem and the solution which the Prime Minister announced last night at her meeting in Faizabad. Justin, to be fair, that is another streak of madness from the Prime Minister. How in God's name you'll build a causeway from Port of Spain to Diego Martin over the water? At what cost? How would we be able to cope with the difficult terrain and the sea at this point in time? When I was Minister of Works and Transport, with this same Prime Minister, I got a study done with the help of the French government, where they had promised to build at their cost with a toll, of course, a toll eventually, a tunnel from Diego Martin straight to the Queen's Park Savannah. And that would have solved overnight the problem of transportation in the West. In fact, they had identified the location, and they had said that they had built tunnels all over the world. In fact, the last one being a tunnel between England and France and Spain and the continent. That tunnel they built there. And they showed where it could have been done. And there could have been minimum amount of dislocation. But the fact is, Justin, that you would have had traffic problem solved by this tunnel, which could have been built and they would have charged a toll for. So again, I must confess to you that the Prime Minister's announcement last night in Faizabad is one of those creative announcements. She goes to China, and the Chinese Prime Minister says to her in Chinese, "Chung chung 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 chung," boat, and she says, "Chung chung 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 chung," bye. That's the kind of a Prime Minister. She goes to China, and the man talks to you in Chinese, and all you hear is boat, and she responds in Chinese, and all she says is bye. It's typical of her behavior. Okay, Justin? Moving, thank you for your question on the Glen Ramadan Singh saga. And you're right to call it the saga, because again, this is an example of how this country is a failed state. And in tomorrow's Sunshine, I touch on that in my article on how this country is a failed state. Had this government punished Ramadan Singh for his errant behavior with the Tobago flight, this wouldn't have happened. But this is a lawless government in any event. So therefore, they book him as a minister, and yet, because his salary would have been reduced, they make him advisor in the Ministry of Health. So where's the punishment? He's no longer a minister, but he suffers no loss of income. His money is the same, and therefore he's no advisor to Fuad Khan at $35,000 a month. Ask yourself, is that punishment? So because he was not punished on the first instance, this happened in the second instance. And there'll be a third and a fourth with that guy, because he's one of the guys whom I took before the Integrity Commission 2 years ago. I showed them houses. I showed them different properties. I discussed all kinds of transactions. And after 2 years, nothing has been done moving. Are you surprised? This is happening to him now with regard to St. Kitts' trip he made to back here a couple of days ago. I'm not surprised. And I think neither should you. Because I repeat, this is an example of a failed state. This government is lawless. Thank you, Movin. Thank you very much. Shuri, I just saw your question, and you were asking me whether I think the Commissioner of Police should apologize for the total day of policing. I don't think so. In the first case, the Commissioner of Police, acting that is, was not here. It was his deputy, his assistant, and she was the one in charge. But even she shouldn't apologize. And I'll tell you why not. At the end of the day, this is not really a police problem, this is a government problem. And the person who should apologize really is the government. If the Prime Minister had not been asleep at 5 in the morning on a Monday morning, while all of us, many of us, including me, at our offices, if she hadn't been asleep, she would have given the country some guidance then. If the minister wasn't asleep, he would have been able to take the bull by the horns then. And therefore, these persons abdicated their responsibility and now looking for a scapegoat through the Commissioner of Police. But worse than that, what would an apology serve? An apology would be an admission of guilt on their part. Are they guilty? The answer is no. The fact is the government has failed to treat with the symptoms of this problem. And that being the case, therefore, this will continue. And to shift the blame now, as the Prime Minister is wont to do, I am advised, I am aware, no one told me, I was asleep, and so on, that doesn't help us. In any event, as I've asked in my newspaper, what is total policing? Do you hear about half policing? You hear about quarter policing? You hear about 10% policing? Are our policemen not supposed to go out and on every occasion they go out have total policing? What foolishness is this? And we are able to perpetuate this foolishness, this nonsense, because of a government that has lacked the will to govern. The only saving grace for me and for you, moving in all of this, is that their days are numbered. Okay?